Okay, good morning, everyone. So today, welcome everyone, and today is going to be an awesome day. Friday is our product day and a learning day. Okay, so as usual, today the interpretation is in two language. One is Myanmar, another one is in Tamil, and main language is going to be in English. So select the your preference language that you want to hear, and then you should be able to hear in that language. If you have any problem, please put in the chat box. And those who wants to ask question, please use the chat bot as usual. If you have any option or any info that you want to also share with the other members, also please use it. Okay. And simply don't hand raise your for no reason. Okay. Please, that also has to be very careful because every time, the listeners always click the hand raise. When we unmute them or request to mute them, they are not there, or either they can't option or something like that. Okay, today's topic is very interesting topic, something which is very hot in the market. Okay. Okay, yeah, very early questions. Huh? Wow. Okay, let me finish this session, and then you may able to also, get the answer the questions while going on to this. Okay, so I hope your friend is also here, Susan. You're listening to this. Okay, there's something that about the hot topic about omega, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, this is one of the misunderstood, what I would say, by many people, because the promotion, okay, either people who wants to sell this omega-3, 6, 9 has been very much actively promoting that the omega is so good and people are just buying. So anybody who walks into a pharmacy and he wants to get omega, so the labeling, okay, how do they decide which one to buy or which one is the best omega? Okay, either the first option is the pricing has to be cheap. Another thing is if we buy one, you get one free. They will pick that up. Or they may read the label. If you have one product with one single omega, which is only 3, another bottle, you have 3, 6, 9, you will grab the 3, 6, 9 obviously. Because, wow, I'm getting all the 3 omegas as you wanted. Okay, it's not your body's requirement that you want this, so you get it. Wow, you're so happy. And also you see the price is quite reasonable. The labeling techniques, how do people choose? And also nowadays, medically, when doctors does mistakes there and giving by omegas, okay, and also the conspiracy out there claiming that omega is very good for heart. Yes, I never deny the fact that omega is good for heart. Yes, it's true, but there is a catch in it. Okay, there is a catch. There's a little tricky part on the omega. Nakedly, if you were to say that omega is good for heart, yes, it is good for heart. And what is the tricky part there? So you will understand today in this talk. I wanted to make this whole session very short and simple, but apparently I think it might take about 45 minutes for me to give you the best in easy understanding. Okay, I'm not going to go into very scientific or very detailed. My purpose of this session is for you to understand what is omega and how can you fulfill or get this omega benefit, okay, with DXNs. Let me just put this thing right on my, so that it helps Madam Parimlam on my mic. Now it's still not clear. I don't know. Okay. Oh, better. Okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Okay. All right. Please use the chat box if in case it's too close. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, let's dive in and see what is the option here. Okay, this is common whenever you talk about omega. Okay, we are talking about fat. Okay, but lately you all have been seeing I'm talking a lot about fat. Okay, fat, fat, fat. Right? This is something that generally everybody is missing in your diet. Okay, opposite to fat, what do people take is the sugar. Okay, this is what people are going for. Yummy, yummy, so lovely, right? But this is your best friend. You see, in a lot of food products, health products, they have a love here, right? Actually, they shouldn't put the love here, they should put the love here. This is what will save you. Okay. So, fat is a source of macronutrient. It belongs to three components. Okay. Our nutrition, there is always protein. Okay. Then it comes to carbohydrate. Okay. Then there is fat. Okay. So there is the fat can be broken down into the metabolism structure. You can break it into two different types. Okay, which is the three types. One is carbon. Okay, you can break into carbon bonds and hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, but we're not going to go into all this stuff. Okay, there's three molecules is what made of fat is. Okay, so they are source of energy. Fat is generally a source of energy. Okay, our actual energy comes from the fat. But nowadays, people are thinking that the best source of energy is sugar. I never deny the fact that sugar is not a source of energy, but the highest quality source of energy is fat. Okay? So the fat can be divided into two: saturated and unsaturated fat. Okay? This is where it comes from: meat and sauce. This is all the processed stuffs and all. But a lot of people has this understanding that this is the bad fella. This is the most dangerous guy. Okay? And this is what people are thinking of. Okay, this is danger. If you were to Google, and that is what is being told or said in the net, okay, saturated fat should be avoided. Okay, and then they will break down this unsaturated into mono, this and that to become a good sauce. Okay, whereby in my fat type of fat, and I also got a video on the fat, actually, this is the good guy. Okay, this is the good one. Okay, this is the best. What to do? A lot of different theories, and this is what people are been getting this. Okay, now you see here the saturated fat. Okay, this is the type of the fat. This is saturated fat. Saturated fat. Okay, this is all about the meat. Okay, and meat, poultry, coconut, and all kind of fun. And then there is mono saturated fat. It comes from olive and nuts and all. Polyunsaturated fat. This is what is all about, the omega stuff. This is what we're going to talk about today. Okay, on the omega stuff. Okay, which is manufactured vegetable oil in different form of fat. Okay, and then they also has the trans fat, and this is one of the most dangerous, trans fat, and this is what you can find in our food. You get this a lot in our food, processed food. Okay, fast food, biscuits, cookies, and all noodles and all kind of things. This comes from here, and our cooking oil and so on. Okay, so here you can see this part here. Okay, essential. Okay, with these essential nutrients, which is okay. This essential what we cannot live without. Okay, these fatty acids are very, very essential. It's very important. Okay, which are the two types? There is omega-3. Okay, alpha linolenic acid, ALA. We also identified it as ALA. Okay, which is called as ALA, which is omega-3. Okay, then we also call another one as LA. Okay, linolenic acid. This is LA. This is omega-6. Okay, this is the difference. Then there is also another one called omega-9. Okay, so what is the difference with the omega-9? You see, omega-9 is not essential. Okay, our body can manufacture this. Our body. Okay, our system can manufacture this, but this too is essential. Out of the fatty chain acids, there is quite a number of fatty chain acids. Okay, there's quite a number. Okay, there are many more than this, but the most essential one is omega-3 and omega-6. Okay, this is the very important one. This is essential. Okay, can be the 9 body can synthesize it. The benefits, okay, on the good benefit about this omega stuffs, you can see good for depression, anxiety, improve eye health, brain health, heart disease, may reduce ADHD. Okay, attention deficit hypersensitivity disorder. Okay, and reduce metabolic syndrome. Okay, and reduce metabolic syndromes, reduce inflammation, good for autoimmune disease, improve mental disorder, anything to do with mental issues, Alzheimer. You see, Alzheimer is one of the most dangerous and worst one, I would say, because losing memory is something very, very unaccepted. Okay, prevention in cancer management. Okay, asthmatic also, and may reduce fatty liver. Okay, and many, many more. Joint, bone and joint, improve sleep, skin, eye vision, eye power. Okay, there are many more. We can just keep adding on and on. Okay, so you see the functions. Okay, it helps improve. It helps improve. How it functions in the body, these omega, these fatty acids. Okay, how does it helps in the system? The fat helps body to produce energy. It gives a lot of energy to the system. Okay. And it protects your organ, right? It supports cell growth. Okay. It keeps the cholesterol and blood pressure control. You see, in a way, you could say, how does the fat helps you? You see, when you take a good amount of fat, a valuable intake in the nutrition in your daily intake, a good amount of fat, and this is what it helps. The fat helps to give you body energy, protects your organ, supports the cell growth, and keeps the cholesterol lower and blood pressure lower. But a lot of people thinking this cholesterol is going up and the blood pressure is going up, that is due to fat intake. Your definition of understanding fat, which is wrong. Okay. And also it help your body to absorb vital nutrition. This happens in the colon. I also spoke about this. Okay. In the colon, it helps you a lot on that area. Okay. So you see this omega, this is the most important part. Okay. Make it very simple. Actually, the whole session is very simple session. Okay, you'll be able to understand this much in a very easy way. Okay. So there's two type of omega. Okay, right. You see, the omega 3, it is anti-inflammation. That means when you have inflammation, it will reduce the inflammation. Okay, omega 3. Omega 6 is inflammation. Okay, today there is one member asked me, omega 6 does a lot of damage to the system. Are we going to cover on this? Yes, definitely. So the omega 6 cause inflammation. The culprit here is this, which I told you earlier, the key factor that you got to understand. Okay? Omega 6 is the most dangerous. Why is dangerous? Because it's too much in the system. It's not that it's a bad filler, but it is too much. Okay? And this omega 3 is very, very, very low. In the ratio, okay, this is the ratio. Okay. See, you need to have a good amount of omega. Say for an example, this is 3 and this is 6. This is omega 3 and this is omega 6. Okay. I just put there 3 and 6. Okay. You should have 1 to 1, 1 to 1, but this is impossible. You'll never get 1 to 1 ratio. Okay. How about 1 to 3? Also impossible. Okay. But the actual ratio of our lifestyle currently is 1 to 4. This is okay, still okay. But you know, what is the ratio now that this omega ratio? We are having omega 3. Yes. No. Just listen. I'm coming to that part. Okay. Okay. Don't the eagerness want to know how to save. Okay. All right. See this. No, their ratio, the means of ratio is, you see, okay, let me get this correct for you all. Okay, good, no problem. You all ask me a question is fantastic. Okay. Mhm. No, wait. Okay. You see, what I meant by ratio, okay? What I meant by ratio is when you have omega, okay? This omega, the most important omega that we're going to talk today is about 3 and 6. Okay. But the 3 is anti-inflammatory. This is the good boy. The 6 cause inflammation. It is inflammation. Okay. This is the bad boy. Why? That's too much of bad one. Okay. This slide. One is anti, one is inflammatory. So you should have balance amount here. Okay. You should have equally balance. So if you have this fella very low and this fella very high, say you have 1,000, okay, 1,000 omega-6, and then you only have 10 of this. What will happen? The 1,000 fellas can do more damage to all the system, and the 10 not enough to cover the damage done by the 1,000. Okay, this is what I'm telling. So what we should do is we should consume balanced. Okay, now in our lifestyle, we don't have enough omega-3. We are eating too much omega-6. Where are we getting this omega-6 from? Why is omega-6, too much of omega-6 coming into our system? How is this possible? Okay, all the supplements that you're taking are externally. It is like putting salt in the sea, especially the omega capsules or whatever form of omega you're taking, because the ratio is too low. What you're taking is too low. But the damage is done by the omega-6. You have not stopped the inflammation. You have not stopped the damage is done by the omega-6. So even you are getting it from a very good source of omega. It's a very high research born company. Okay. They do a lot of human studies, so kind of things. Okay. It's good. But the problem is not that supplement or not that omega's mistake. It's your lifestyle mistake. The reason you have not stopped the inflammation. The inflammation is still very high, is highly damaging the system. And what you're putting in is just a pinch of salt. How are we going to help you? This is what I'm trying to. So there is a calculation. Okay, there is also a ratio of omega 369. We can do a blood test now. It's available. Okay, you can do, but not in Malaysia. We always send our samples to Australia, okay, to do this. So this is what the ratio which I'm talking about. So we should, the recommended is at least 1/4. But the current lifestyle is giving omega-3 is only 1. Maybe, only very low. But here is almost like 28. So you can see the inflammation is extremely high. And this is what is causing all the damages to the system. Okay? It could be something new to you all right? And a lot of studies has been done. Okay? I hope this part is very clear. Okay? Now, Madam Parimalam, you got right? Okay. Ms. Cho? Okay, great. Okay, because I want, my interpreter to understand, then only they can interpret it well, right? So thanks for Madam Parimalam to, put the red flag up. Next time we all should get a red flag, so you can take the red flag, because I'm watching you two guys. Ooh, red flag. Okay. Okay. You see, there's a lot of research is done. Okay. This research is done in JAMA, okay, Journal of Medical American Association. Okay. This is about the ratio of omega 3, 6, and 3. Okay. Let me just blow it up just a bit for you all. Okay. You see the ratio. This is 2002. You can see them 2002. Okay. And the ratio is what? 15 omega 6. Okay. Omega 6 is 15, and omega 3 is 1. This is crazy. This is a crazy inflammatory rate. All right? So this cannot be the way. It shouldn't be the way. What is the cost here? Okay. You see here. Okay. Let's go into this. This is the dietary fat. All right? The dietary fat. Pay attention on this part. This is all very important. The cooking oil. Okay. The wonderful cooking oil that people will not cook without this oil. All the housewives, ladies. Okay. So nowadays, sometimes I tell one of the main reasons for the husbands or the family members, okay, to get sick, anything to do with coronary disease, the cooking. Okay, the cooking. All right. So look at the canola. People buy canola, so good. Sunflower seed oil. Wow. So good, so pure, so white. And they will never take the dark one. They will take the brighter canola oil. Okay. You see, what happens is this is the red one here is saturated fat. Okay. The red one here is saturated fat. Okay. This is saturated fat. Okay. This is saturated fat. The blue one is hyaluronic acid, which is omega 6. And this orange, the darker yellow, it is omega 3, right? And the balance is omega 9. You see, what we need is a lot of omega 3. All right? We need omega 3. But at the same time, we also need a lot of saturated fat. But look at the saturated fat is so low in canola, sunflower seed. And when you do cooking in sunflower seed, the big boy, the good one, is the missing. Okay. Then look at the omega 6. It's too much. It's too much. That causes a lot of inflammation. Okay. What is inflammation? Okay. And this is another thing that, the interpreters, you also must tell them what is inflammation. Inflammation means now if I were to pinch my skin or I take something, hit on my hand, so there will be a bruise. There will be a damage done to my surface of the skin, or I had a fall. Bruises, the laceration wound, that is inflammation. That means cells got damage. That is external. What about internal? Your colon, your stomach, your intestine is very highly inflamed. The food is Okay. Now they have so many terms for, like foodies, druggies, and they love food. Okay. So what happens is you damage your entire microbiome, the alveoli, the stomach wall, the stomach lining. This suddenly what will happen will flare itchiness to the body. When it comes to itchiness, ruling out is allergic. This is not really. Most of the time, the itchiness is not due to allergy. This kind of itchiness is unresolved. They'll keep scratching, put them on antihistamine medication for a long term. And suddenly, accidentally, when you eat something which is soothing up your intestine, the itchiness may disappear for 2 to 3 days. Then something is going to trigger the inflammation, boom, the itchiness will come in. The reason is all this inflammatory food that people are consuming knowingly or unknowingly. You get that part, okay? And you look at the sunflower seed oil, okay? Look at the sunflower seed oil. Look at this. Wow. Look at the ratio. So high. Of what? Omega-6. Okay? Omega-6. So high. So this is not good. Yeah, flaxseed. Sunflower is here. Yeah, look at sunflower. What about sunflower? Sunflower, there is no 3 and too much of 6. Yeah, look at too much of 6. Even the flax seeds you see, okay, but it's very balanced. Yeah, O3. Yeah, okay, this is O3, omega-3. Okay, so this is how all the food which we are consuming, loading up omega-6 into our body. And look at the coconut, okay? The coconut is in the bottom. Wow. And look at this fella, okay? Such an outstanding guy. It gives you good amount of saturated fat. Good, super, awesome. We should give a star here, right? Saturated fat. That's why coconut has always been the best boy. Okay? And then you have very little 6. And then you have 9 coming a little here. Okay? You get this part? Okay. And this butter you cannot value. The reason is the butter what we have now is not the butter which is written here. Okay? We have all trans fat butter, which is lab made butter. Okay? Palm oil is also good. Lard is superb. These all people never eat. They're so scared of cholesterol and so on. Okay, look at this. Okay? Sunflower oil. Almond. This is where omega-6 is kicking in way too much. And this is what you got to avoid. And this is extremely dangerous. Okay? And look at olive. Okay, red one is omega-6. Okay? Red one is omega-6. Omega-6. Okay? The green one is omega-3. This is omega-3. Okay? And this is where our, damages. Look at that spinach. Okay? So I believe some of the member could rule out if spinach is so high, what about What about what? Spirulina. What about it? It's a question mark, yeah? Now come, how about fish oil? So, we all of us know that, fish oil is all about omega, this and that. You see, the theory behind this fish oil was got into after they doing a research with a bear. The wild bears never get heart attack. Because they found out bears are eating a lot of fish, especially the salmon fish, cold water fish. And due to this, the bears are not getting heart attack. So they did a research, they found out, wow, good source of fatty acids. But the bear not doing the fishing and bringing back the fish home, cut the fish, wash the fish, put it into the freezer, and then cook it, make some sambal, some curry, or either deep fry, and the bear don't eat in that way. How does a bear eat the fish? He hunts for it and he eats while the fish is in the water. And just immediately, correct? Are we doing the same? So what is happening is the fish oil's omega get a very high oxidization. Okay? The moment the fish comes out, it gets oxidized. And the fish oil, what we have now, the fishes where they are doing this fish oil, extracting this, it is highly chemicaled. A lot of other stuff's coming along with it. And this is the main issue. And then what the amount of fish oil people are consuming is way too low. The research is done based on very high intake and pure concentrated fish oil. And that is not what we are buying. Okay. So here you see, okay, this is also, you got to see this part here. EPA-DHA, okay, it comes from the seafood. All right, this is another eicosapentaenic acid, ADHA, especially fatty fish such as salmon, tuna. Okay, now this all the fish source of omega. Okay, fish never produce. Okay, get this part. Fish themselves do not produce omega. They do not produce. They cannot produce omega. Okay, they are obtained from microalgae particles. Okay, so all the seaweed which is growing in the sea, and that is the microalgae. And that is how the fish is getting the omega-3. So this is also another research, okay, done in JAMA 2012. Okay, the quote is here, the reference. You could see the recording and go and look for this reference article. You can get it online. Associate between omega-3 fatty acids, supplementation, and risk of major cardiovascular disease in man. They also came out a conclusion. Overall omega-3 supplementation was not associated with lowering case of mortality of cardiac arrest, sudden death, and no, myocardiac, no. Okay. It's a very good paper. We all should go and read about this. Okay. So you can see the option, here, what is what? You see. So we are getting very, very less omega-3. Omega-3 is the good. It fixes the inflammation. Everybody got to understand this part. Disease is due to inflammation. How do people get cardiac arrest? How does the heart get weaker and all? Due to inflammation. So the inflammation is very, very in different form. This is another form of inflammation due to imbalance of ratio. That's why if you were to see our gynotherapy, there's two reasons we get disease. One is toxin, too much into the body. Another one is imbalance, malnutrition. So this is the issue. So very imbalance. So whereby we are not getting omega-3 from our source of food, and we are getting way too much of omega-6. So when you have very low amount of omega-3 and you have very high level of omega-6, the ratio of production of omega-9 also will be interrupted. All right? So all your cookies, chocolates, and kind of noodles and everything comes with omega. Candies, marshmallow, and all this fried stuff, murku, crepes, all kind of junk foods, fast foods, come with a lot of omega-6. So the chicken, which we have now in the market, it also comes with omega-6. The reason is they have been fed with pellets. Okay, corns. Corns are very high in omega-6. So these chickens are eating the corn and they are accumulating omega-6. Supposedly, it has to be omega-3. If a cow or a bull or, even a lamb or whatever, goat, sheep, whatever, all they should come with fair amount of omega-3 and omega-6. But even they are suffering for their food and they can't go and, eat grasses and all things like that. They also have been fed with palm oil extract. You saw this now, the palm oil extract. What is the omega ratio? So all this, our entire chain, our food chain has been genetically modified and been altered for profit. Okay? This is the bad side of the science. And this is what happens. Okay? So we're coming almost to the end. This is a very simple session. I don't want to take it too technical. Okay? How does DXN comes in the picture here? Okay? How the DXN going to help you? Whereby we don't have anything as omega labeled in our products, but everything is hidden. Actually, it's not hidden. Even if you go to the market, if you want to go and buy anything which is omega-3, there is no label. If you're going to buy egg, you can just buy egg, but you cannot buy omega-3. But now even that they've been labeled wrongly. This is a problem. Okay, cut things short. How does DXN going to help us? Okay, you see, DXN has quite a number of products which is very high in omega-3. Awesome, right? So good news. This is why I always tell people, take a lot of spirulina. There are people taking 3, 4, 5, Now you could understand why I push for more spirulina. You have extreme amount of omega-6 in your body, which is speeding up the inflammation. Inflammation speed up aging factor, your artery inflammation. On top of that, if you have diabetic, even going to be worse than that, the inflammation will be greater, right? So all these factors is going to rip your health down. Aging, super speed, okay? Spirulina is a blue algae. Okay, if you really look into the spirulina, it's a very dark blue, okay? It is a Plantys family, okay? Oscillatoriscus, I can't even pronounce that. That is a family of things grows under the sea, like seaweed, sea cucumber, and all the sea spirals. That's what we call it a scientific. Oscillatoriscus. Sounds horrible. So, Oscillatoriscia. Okay, Oscillatoriscia. Oh, these Latin words. Oscillatoriscia. Oh, okay, sounds better now than earlier. Okay, you see, the 5 to 6%, okay, 5 to 6%, okay, of the fat content in the fatty acid chain in the spirulina, is omega 3 and 6. 5 to 6% of the fat contains in spirulina, it's omega 3, 6. Wow. Okay. Spirulina carbo. When you take a lot of spirulina, it will convert to energy and carbo as what? As glycogen. You see, the body takes the naked carbo and convert that into glycogen. And the glycogen is kept in the liver, 150 to 160 around there grams of energy, source of energy, okay, as glycogen. So here, the spirulina carbohydrates has come as form of glycogen. It is more superior and valued, powerful, okay, carbo. This is why when in the diversity program, when people consume and 20, 30, 40, they feel the energy being boosted up so high due to this. So it is more faster than the sugary stuffs that you eat, which is already processed. And then also it comes with abundance of nutrients, minerals, carotenes, vitamin A, and so many other things. Okay? I'll ask you all one question. If omega is so good in sense of the supplements which has been sold out, why the astronauts, the USA, okay, astronaut associations, whatever, they never bring this omega supplements as an essential nutrition intake for the astronauts, because they can obtain the purest quality of omega in plant-based. Okay, and also, plant-based to the human. And the spirulina's protein structure also, it is very highly absorbable to the system. It is so good, so powerful. Okay, so when you take the spirulina, okay, now how to reduce the omega-6? Okay, this is why I always give you the 3 rules, couple of rules, which is avoiding processed food, bakery foods, cookies, candies, to drop the omega-6 intake. So when you reduce the omega, the food of, all this fast food, candies, junk, this and that, okay, you will drop the omega-6 intake. Then with DXN products, okay, spirulina, you will increase the omega-3. Then you will have an equal good ratio of omega-9 in your body, which the body can do. So what are the products contents of omega-3 in DXN? Another one is our UGB, goji berry. That is another one. And then our soya drink. We also have the soya. And that also comes with omega-3. Coffee has very little, but coffee also contributes to omega-3. All right. And another most powerful one. Who can give a guess? VCU has very, very less. Okay. Is our myco veggie. Yes, because you got to see what are the ingredients in myco veggie. Myco veggie has a lot of little herbs and seeds, and everything has been dyes and added into myco veggie. Has quite good value of omega-3. Okay. So, but the problem is, even with this such a beautiful, revolutionary food, the sad part is people are taking very little. That's what I'm always very sad about. Okay. Sometimes when we ask them to take a lot more, they will say, oh, you can take, I cannot take, you this, you this. It's not that. Okay? It's not about money. It's about the value of health. Today, Madam Shell, before this talk, she sent me a video. Okay. That is awesome, golf player. Okay. He passed away in very young age. Okay. Very young age. The age of 60 plus. And is professional golfer. International, worldwide. Okay. So this is how people, never get these ideas, what to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, we are coming to the end of the session. All right. So, thank you so much for hearing. And let me recap this whole session. So, all the listeners here, get this in mind. Okay. This is what I tell. The DXN company here, it is not in a business. It is more than that. It's more than that. It is transforming 1 million people's health in terms of food form. And this spirulina, okay, is a food, pure food. Okay. Whatever the range of products which are to, even black cumin, black seeds, has good amount of omega-3. This omega-3 ratio is extremely important factor that you got to put in your mind and got to put into your action. Okay, you must know the power of the products. It is more. Don't take it in a negative aspect. Business. No, business. It is not business. The whole world is business. Everybody. Even your electricity is business. If you say you don't want to do business, you have to run naked into the jungle because you don't want to buy anything. How could you live in this world of not buying anything? You put the switch on in your house, it's business. Somebody is selling the electric to you and you are a consumer, you are buying it from them. It's a business to them, but it may not be a business to you. You need the electricity to live. You're on the tap, the water comes out, money. Meter is running. Somebody is selling the water to you and you need it. The same thing here. Buy it, use it, live healthy. Simple. Okay? So, with these products, you should remain younger. You should remain younger. You should remain healthier. Okay? And this is what I would say. Okay? Omega-3, 6, 9. Essential is 2 omegas, which is 3 and 9. The problem here is 6 is way too high, 3 is way too low. 6 cause inflammation, 3 anti-inflammatory. Simple. So the problem now, we have it another way around. So how are you going to increase your spirulina, your omega-3? By using the DXN products, the coconut oil, spirulina, lodospirulina, myco-veggie, and then the soya drink, the coffees, integrate the good lifestyle. Then you could be able to manage your inflammation. Then you will get a good ratio of omega-9. So 3, 6, 9 is in a balanced ratio. You get a very low inflammation ratio in your body. Okay, so thank you so much for everybody to humble hearing. I think they still never on the so still 99. Okay, let's go into the Q&A session.
Okay, Doc. There's a few questions here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one is from, okay, before that, a very awesome session, Doctor. It's a very awesome session thank you for the great information about the omega-3, 6, and 9. It's really awesome, Doctor. We really understand what is the difference between the 3, 6, and 9. And I think a lot of confusion is already cleared over here. So thank you so much for the great information, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, correct. Yeah. Ms. Cho, please tell all your listeners, I will do one private session for only the Myanmar groups. Okay, I will do this, repeat one more time, because the recording is in English. Okay, because it's our fault. We invited them and then they cannot come in. Sure, they will feel very sad. And there is no recording for them. So the responsibility will do this one day only for the Myanmar groups. We will invite them. Just give me the date and time, we will fix, and then we'll do one for Myanmar group alone on this. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, Doctor. From Shell, she asking, Susanna want to know about how to overcome a skin allergy problem. She said the doctor is giving him a fish oil for claiming for skin allergy. It's incurable as they don't know the cause. So what is the suggestion for her to consume our DXN products?
Okay.
Especially for the itchiness and inflammation.
Yeah. So this itchiness, mostly which I told you all earlier, it could be the reason is a lot of inflammation internally in the stomach and also in the intestine. Okay. So due to this, you will have a lot of itchiness will be flaring and uncontrollable. And this will especially on the lymphatic area and every foldable areas, you will have even more itchiness. The belly, groins, armpit, and back of your, neck and so on. So you can use antihistamine as a temporary remedy, but how you're going to go on for long? And then they will give you calamine lotion, external applications, steroids and all. It's not really going to help either. Okay, you cannot be putting all this going on. So what I suggest is that even the fish oil may not really resolve this problem. So go on Morinzi. Morinzi will be the best. Okay, Morinzi, and then slowly start taking Morinzi spirulina VCO. This is very good start. And then slowly, gradually put in the RGGL, taper it up, okay, little by little, after weeks by weeks, to cleanse the entire system. Oolong tea is also very helpful in terms of water stability and also the nutrition in terms of, lymphatic vessels and all these spores and all these things. This also will help. Okay, so just integrate little by little, and eventually you can see a lot of wisdoms in DX and towards good health. Okay.
Okay, Doctor. Madam Cho, I need your translation for this from Mao Sin Win. There is a question in Myanmar. Can you?
Okay. Okay. See, yeah, this sometimes this is what happens. The question is in Myanmar. Okay, the question is, the mother has diabetes and hypertension. She can't convince the mother to take the DXN products, and she's taking hospital medication. And the question is how to convince the mother. Okay, how to suggest? Okay, if the person is in Myanmar and if very close by with Ms. David or Ms. Cho, please bring them to see these two wonderful person. At least it will be resolved. If they are in Malaysia, please bring it to me. I can help. Okay. Normally, in the family, among the family members, for you to convince is pretty hard. Okay, it can be very hard. They will not listen, especially like mother, daughter. Wow, it is totally difficult. Even you are a doctor, they will not listen to you. And that tough it is. Okay, even my doctor friends bring their family members to me. Okay, and I will bring my family members to them because we cannot. Nobody listen to us. I see this is the issue. I don't know why. This is an international issue. Every family is like that. Okay. Maybe you can suggest like coffee. Start with coffee first. Is another suggestion. Also, we do this here like this. Start with coffee. Start with little bit. The moment, don't stop any of the hospital medication. Don't interfere with it. That continues as it is. Never say it is not good. She can know how I'm taking it. Then slowly, let us see the good part of DXN. Slowly, little by little. Then eventually she will like it. And then she will, as long as she can see the light in the tunnel, wow, a little wow, and then she will like it. And then gradually she start to consume on her own. Okay. Don't give them too much things. Sometimes they emotionally, they are very disturbed. They're already taking so many hospital medication. And then on top of this, you have to bring and give her all this also. And she might not want. Okay, this is another issue. Okay. Coffee means everybody love coffee. So give the coffee. And just tell diabetic coffee. That's it. It's good for diabetic. It's just. And then from there, she will say, wow, this coffee is so nice. Then get me more. And the next you give coffee with tea, oolong tea. Then said, hey, coffee also is good. Tea also is good. Then you show one spirulina. Then she said, wow, this was so nice, that was so nice. Then give the guano oil. Then slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay, that might work. Okay, what is the next question?
There is one more. I'm not sure it's a question or what, from Dang Nang Mi. A very short message. I'm not sure what is this. Is a question or what? Madam Cho?
Okay. The question is, why get inflammation after taking DXN products? Okay. This is not inflammation. This is healing crisis. Okay. So any cells is been inflamed. Okay. So you want to go and treat them, it'll cause you pain. Okay. So you had a fall, you have lacerated wound, okay, on your surface. Now you come to me to see and put, medication for the wound. So if I touch, you'll start to pain. That is the healing crisis. So I have to clean it. Okay. If it's a motor vehicle accident, okay, when you come and see me, I have to put the hydrogen peroxide and cleanse the whole part. And you have any skins hanging there, I have to do a wound debridement, have to clean. Then I will put the Providon or, Flavin, anything. Then you need to stitch them. All that cause pain. So you must understand the cells has only one reaction. Good also, it will reflect pain. Bad also, it will reflect pain. The pain is a good sign actually. But a lot of people do not understand this part. They said they want something fast, immediate cure. You eat, pain stop. That is painkiller. Problem not solved. You only cut the pain to your brain. Next day, it'll pain again. Like morphine, it's kind of substance. Okay. But temporary remedy, yes. You want something permanent, the healing crisis, give a little time. So reduce. If the healing crisis is too much, you cannot handle, reduce. Maybe can stop for 1 day, 2 days, then start again, or for 1 day, then start again, or for 1 day, like that. That is very chronic healing crisis. If the healing crisis is manageable, continue. Eventually, you'll get better. Okay? So that's why the Ganoderma, Ganotherapy is, we start with 1, 2, 3. First week is 1 capsules daily. Second week is 2 capsules. Then you go by 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you like. You can even go up to 10, 12, no problem. Or another one is like 1, double it up, 2. Next week, the third week, you can go for 4. And the fourth week, go for 6. So on. The dosage is not fixed. Okay, it's not a fixed dosage like medication. No, it is up to you. You decide your dosage. It is a food. So you take based on your condition. Okay, the dosage is based on your condition. That is the rules. So it is very volatile, very easy. All right? Yeah.
Okay, Doc. I think there's no more questions here. I think so. Yes, I think no more questions in the chat box. Nobody is. Okay.
Okay. All right. Actually, no cooking oil is good. Which cooking oil is good? Okay. No cooking oil is good. That is the answer for the question, but I'll explain why. Because now in the market, they're all selling the poison cooking oil, which is canola, sunflower seed, and all this stuff. But all the cooking oils are bad. So what you can do to solve this problem, either you can use the virgin coconut oil from DXN to cook, but it is very expensive. Okay, I may not use that for cooking. I may just drink it directly, even much better. Why I want to waste, right? Another option is you can buy animal fat, okay, dilute them, okay, just put in a fry pan, this on the fire, all the fat will melt, and then you take the fat, you keep with you. You even can put it in the refrigerator or you can put it outside. It will never spoil. Fat will never spoil. Remember that. You can keep it in the fridge or you can keep it outside. Whenever you need to do cooking, scoop a little bit, put and you cook. That is the best oil, I'll tell you. So you can use whatever fat that you want to use. You can use lamb, you can use buffalo, you can use cow, you can use pig or whatever. No harm. All are the same. You get a good sauce. But in chicken, you can't get that much of fat. And our chicken, what they have now is not even chicken. It is like, genetically modified chicken. Okay. And it is very bad quality. So don't use chicken, use something else, that's one. Or just stop using oils. Like me, myself, I never use oil at all. There's no oil. Okay. So we use only fat from, lamb or either beef. I melt it, I keep. Okay. So most of the time we use lamb. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, doctor. There's one question I overlooked. From Warren is asking about flaxseed oil. Looks high in omega-3. Can I drink it 2 tablespoons every day?
Okay. You see, flax seeds oil. Okay. I would not recommend that. Okay, because the reason is it's the source where you obtain these flax seeds. Now nothing can be trusted. That is a big problem. Okay, so the food tech engineers are very good in doing faking products. Okay, they can do anything that you want. It will smell like it and it will look like it, but it is not it. So they do like that. So even the ghee, what you have now in the market, all the over the shelves, which is not even a ghee. It is fake. Okay, they make of some, don't know what they make of. The coconut oils also, they can make with a coconut fragrance, same as coconut oil, which is not coconut oil. So don't get trapped with all this. So, the spirulina is much more cheaper and more economical, and you can trust the source. That is where it's very important. Okay. So like I was using ghee previously, but then I find that spirulina and taking a lot of VCO powers back my ghee consumption, and it's more economical for me. And also I play with LAT, animal fat, and that is giving me a better results, okay, comparatively when using all these things. So at the end of the day, dollar and sign, okay, the costing is very important, and also the safety of the products where they come with. Okay, this is now the labeling, what they use in Malaysia especially, untrust. You can't trust the labels. The labeling guidelines is very, very, there is guidelines, but then nobody follows. This is a problem. Okay. So why would I have to, take risk, right? Yeah. This kind of problems is that you cannot see immediately. Where it will, if you take a ghee, say for example, you take a ghee, the ghee tastes good, but when you get the problem, after 1 year, 2 years, you get the problem. And the problem you think can reverse in a day or two? No. It will take a double the years. Why I want to take risk, right? If I would not do that. Yeah.
Okay, that's all, Doctor. The questions in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay,
So I think we'll end the session. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Um, yeah, I think Ms. Cho, when you do the interpretation, next you must record your audio. So what you do, you also do the recording. No, the question is, she worries the pork fat will make her fat. Okay, so any fat will make people fat. Okay, so that's the question. So you're worried about. So we spoke about this. There's only thing that recording is not in. So we'll sort this out. I'll give you some ideas. Okay, come to the question. Fat will not make us fat. Okay, the reason now people are getting fatter is because taking too much of sugar. Okay, way too much of sugar and too much of carbohydrates. And that is what making them become fat. Okay, so fat is very, very safe for us. Okay, but you don't have to take a lot of fat. You must learn how to take like 1 or 2 meals per day, or maybe 3. But make sure every of your meals has very low carbohydrate and more fat. And then also get some walking, movement. Now people don't move already. Okay, so lack of movement is the biggest problem. Okay, so you start to move. So if you start to move like 10,000 to 20,000 steps per day, you will no choice, you will become teenager again. You will become a teenager again, no choice. Definitely. I've seen this in my groups. Couple of people, around 5 to 6 of them, they started a challenge, 20,000 steps daily. Unbelievable. They all are coming back as teenager. They can fit into their wedding clothes, and one person even can fit into her school uniform. You see, how is this possible? Your body is the best ever created mission. Okay, that's the best gift from God. So what to do? We are enjoying the food too much and too much of poison, and that's what all the mistakes going on. Okay, the chat board is already closed because we are not taking any more questions. So we going to round up now. All right. So shall we end this session? My co-host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ms. Cho. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for all the humble souls for attending this session and also hearing this part. And please don't forget to subscribe the channel and also ask most of your family members or friends, anybody to, subscribe the channel. Your subscription, really make me happy. To see, wow, it's going up. All right. And please share this wonderful, lovely information to every one of your members, okay, and your teams and family members. Let's make this world a better place for us and for our loved ones. Okay. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the co-hosts, Mr. Nixon, the interpreter, Madam Parimalam, and also Ms. Cho. All right. And for the Myanmar members, we will do another session only for Myanmar in English and translated by Ms. Chu, since today the limitation is there. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. So let's sayonara for today.